Hey, my name is Scotty, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to sketch this cottage here step by step, and I'm also going to show you how to do that dappled light that's on the front of the cottage. Okay, so what we're going to do is firstly put two dots at the bottom of the building to start off showing that perspective, and very close to the edge of the page here. I might just put it like here. So make sure we have that angle and leave a little bit of gap on this side. I want to divide this into four equal sections, so I can use one of those sections to go up here. Halfway between the 2 points, and then halfway between each of those, put another dot, and about there. Tip to fingertip, and turn, and put a dot straight above this. It should be straight. So we can go across, and just above this point is that point there. So we can go across, and as we get to each dot, you might add something for the plants. I might do a little straight line there where the dot is. So as we're going across here, we need to stop because there's this bit of the white building that goes up, and that is above that dot here. Now we can draw a straight line. It's okay to be wiggly. Keep half an eye on that point. So now skip that bit and go across to there. Now I'm always using comparative measuring and my dot method. How do we find that top bit there? Well, it just so happens that it's about three of these heights. Another length and up to here, and that's good. That's good because it doesn't go out of the page. I'm happy with that. Now we're measuring this point here, and then measure it again, and see, because my building is tapering as it comes towards there with the perspective, that point is a lot lower than that one. Come out from that point just a bit and put a dot there. Okay, and that's where our chimney will be. So now draw this line, connect the dots, and this is where the chimney is. And now I'm just doing this by eye now, straight up like that. And then on the other side I'll draw another line there. So, and then here it can be a lot steeper on this side. That point there and that point halfway. So let's put a dot and then out to that point. Okay, now we have two of the main faces, that roof coming down and that roof going, that side of the front of the building going up. So this little gap we left here, use your pen and go straight up, and then equal to the top of the chimney. Okay, so it's about there. Now we can draw the top curve here. So that's the top of that thatched roof. We just come down, we've already got that point, and we just complete the silhouette of the building. This point here is in that bottom third, and then you come across and put a dot. And now let's connect those dots like this. There, and then here we go in. Now that's the main thing done. We've got this whole building fitting within the page, which is great. I just want them all to aim towards the same point, so aiming down that way. I'm just going to go up, copy that parallel. Let's draw a line for that roof, but this line here would be aiming a little bit more steeply down. Okay, now we've done that side. Let's now do the white face of this building here. We come straight up about there, and then on this side we have to come in a bit, so I'd say about there. Now go from there straight up there, slightly higher than this one. Now let's connect those dots up. So you can draw a little line first, bring this one down vertically. Thatched roof here, so add a line going up like this. Here gives thickness to the side. Now the next section is this window right in the middle. It's a very big feature of this. Just a little bit to the left of the chimney, and it's 1/3 of the height. In that line, if I divide it into 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I go halfway between this point and this point, go over, and the same with this, we go straight up, higher than this point. Now let's outline that window frame. And going down, so it needs to come out further on this right side. A little bit of a line there and here. Now let's add in these windows. So we have the 4 windows there and 2 windows here, the door. So we had that dot, the first dot there, when we divided this section into 4 sections. That's where the first window comes right against that. So we'll put a dot on that line there. So we have the first 4 dots for that first window. That's trying to match the proportions there. Now let's outline those, but straight down here. I might just start with the red lines here on these two, a bit closer to the top actually. Get your windows in perspective as they go, should be narrower and narrower. So go up to the same height as the windows, door outline. I am simplifying the door a little bit. we've got to fit them into your perspective, however you've done the overall shapes. Up, 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 up from the side of the door to in between those 2 points there, and then come down, and it's almost halfway between the top of the door, but then perfectly vertical. I'm using those lines as a guide. So I can see that the tree cuts the building here. This is good practice for random loopy lines. So we've already got points that we can connect. Coming up here, a letterbox, so draw that in. It feels like you're scribbling on the sketch. So going across here. Okay, well done, you've done a main bulk of the sketch. Now let's just add in just a few more details at the end. Band around the top, following the same angles. And then goes as thickness, semicircle window, or branch detail. And see, I've got those sections, so I'm just going to go straight down here. Divide up that window. Add in the 4 window panes. Oh, they're all over the place. And more window panes, 3 of them this time. And now we want to add the frames so we can add a bit of green in there. So make sure this frame is thick enough for the green. They're going to get tighter and tighter as we go to the right. Simplify some of this detail. Like that, and a bit down the middle. Okay, happy with that, the line work? Now let's get on to watercolor. Okay, I have my round 10 brush and we're going to start the watercolor. So we'll start with the roof here. So burnt sienna and Payne's grey. Let's make our way down, and we're going to add a little bit more of a different color as we go down. And I'll go this up to this point here around the green window. Just a bit more burnt umber. So that's a darker brown than the burnt sienna. And we come down the side, across into this section too. Now we're going to do the sky, and that will be cerulean blue. A nice broad stroke there, cerulean blue, and up the top here. And then you wash your brush a bit, and then just with the water bring it down. So as it gets closer to the building, it'd be slightly more pale. We could also do the tree, and that would be sap green. And now I'm trying not to touch the blue sky, so leave white gap. And I'm actually going to add just a bit of Viridian green, it's a bit darker green, and on the right, left hand side there. So it's nice Viridian green. You can also add some turquoise. Sometimes I like adding that into my Viridian green to make it more that blue. So I'll do these ones first because they're a bit further away from, like this is all still a bit wet. You can leave little gaps where there's branches crossing it. And even in these little ones, it's very hard to get in. Maybe just around the outside of these. And just between each one there's a green panel. Burnt sienna without any Payne's grey, and maybe even a little bit of cadmium red. We'll use Payne's grey. Now I'll test with this, see how dark it is. Oh, that's too much water, so I'll take that out. So here's dark, and then each window pane, I'll just add a blob on each square, and then take out a little bit on each one. Just little dabs on these ones, small. And then across the bottom here we have the ground. Maybe even add in some yellow ochre, and just add that. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So I've got that Viridian green, but I might add in a little bit of Payne's grey. And let's continue what we have going down here. So there's some flowers there, and we can use use permanent rose. On the white wall it will stand out the most. There's actually quite a lot around there. And splatters as well, with this ready mix from the chimney. Okay, now you've let that completely dry, we're going to use Purple Lake and a little bit of ultramarine to do the shadows. And we don't want to get rid of all those little light spots between those branches that you can see, the shadows of the branches. So I'm not worrying too much now about shadows of the building. We're focusing on the dappled sunlight. So brush strokes here that are spaced apart, but have them connect. So I'm making sure I leave white sort of spaces here between these. So just take out a bit. When we're in the white part, we need to make it extra light. So keep focused going down. Let that dry, and we're going to do the actual real shadows that we do normally. So now for the second layer, I want to add some ultramarine to the shadow. So we're going to darken that. We're going to go right across here, getting that white section of the building. And then on this section here would be hidden from the light. And this side would be in shadow. come down. So that was strong up there. Now I'll take the water out and I'll just bring it down. So a nice stroke that goes all the way along. But if you leave a white gap, you get a free highlight, so try and leave that if you can. So I have my Uniball Signo pen, and in a sketch like this there's already quite a few highlights and things we've already made through edges, but if you haven't, I would encourage you to just put some white lines on the top edge where the sun would hit, so little highlights in the leaves like that. Also in the windows there is reflections in there from maybe lights on the inside. In these bushes as well, some leaves. Okay, that's enough, I'm happy with that. So that's how I sketch a cottage using ink and watercolor and adding some nice dappled sunlight, the shadows on there on the roof. If you want the full process without any of the cuts, you can check that out on my Patreon membership. I have the full version there with a reference, have a bit more explanation with some of the theory. Plus I have my whole library of other tutorials if you're interested in that and some fundamentals. You can join me on Patreon, and you can also add your sketches and I can take a look. You can ask any questions you like as well. Otherwise, there's another YouTube video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.